Welcome to Dodgers Daily. Casey Porter here. So glad you decided to tune in. Fans, we have a very, very, very special guest. Diego Cartaya, top prospect catcher in the Dodgers organization, joins Dodgers Daily. Diego, I've been wanting to talk to you for a long time, so thank you so much for joining.
No, thank you so much.
Okay, I was in Tulsa Tuesday night. Got to see Jainer Fernandez catch. He hadn't been catching a whole lot this year. Of course, you had you and Dalton over there. Got to catch again. And so I say that only to say, Maracay, Venezuela, the Dodgers actually took a catcher 4 years in a row out of Venezuela. Talk about what baseball is like growing up in Venezuela and why they produce such great catchers.
Baseball there is fun. It's very competitive. I think that we got so many levels like growing up that makes it really hard to like be good and be better than the other guys. And I think that one of the things, like I grew up being an infielder, like I never caught until I was like 14 or 15 years old. And I think just being in the infield, third base, shortstop, and then when we make the change to catching, it doesn't make it that very hard. But I don't know why Venezuela produced so many good catchers. I mean, just in the big leagues and in the minor leagues, we got so many good catchers. So I don't know what's the key, but yeah. I know we got plenty of catchers.
So there's a couple of jumps, like 4 or 5 years ago, they did away with all of the international leagues other than the Dominican League. So for a Venezuelan kid like yourself, to continue playing as a professional, you have to go to the Dominican. That's jump one. Then obviously there's a jump from the Dominican to the United States, right? Yeah. So talk about that first jump from Venezuela to the Dominican.
It's probably, I would say, it's one of the hardest jump because like you're away from, first of all, you're away from home and you're learning a new culture. It's different in DR than Venezuela. And also you're living with a lot of kids with your age, like everybody's different, everybody has a different culture, so you kind of learn that and just spending time with them every day and get up, go to practice and then game and then every day the same thing. It's kind of hard, but it's a good learning process.
I was talking to Jesus Galice about this a couple of years ago. He mentioned how big family is in Venezuela, right? Mm-hmm. Your family got to see you last year a couple times. Yeah.
I'm very happy and blessed that my family is able to come here and watch me play. I know a lot of the Latin players, they don't have the opportunity of having their family here. But I'm being blessed and I'm very happy that I can have them here.
How long did it take you to learn English? You speak English great, man.
I'm still learning. It took me from probably 2018 until now. I'm still learning some new words and trying to talk to my teammates and work on it, but I'm trying to be better at it.
Yeah, awesome. You're great at it, man. Jesus is really good at it too, by the way. Yeah. Okay, that second jump from the DSL to stateside, it was kind of crazy for you because you made it in 2019, then 2020 got canceled. Yeah. Then you had to come back in 2021 to Rancho. So I guess 2019, you're at the complex, go back home, tell us what you had to do back home, where you played, and then 2021, you came back with Rancho.
Yeah, I think it's a very special jump because like personally growing up, I always wanted to come to the States just to see the country, and obviously there's a lot of things here that we don't have back home. And having the chance to be here and playing ball, it's very special. Same, like just getting used to the culture and then see that things are different. New language, that's one of the hardest things to learn, but it wasn't that crazy change.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you zoomed right through the organization. You rose right to the top of all the top prospects list. You entered last season the Dodgers' #1 prospect. I mean, you're talking about one of the most iconic brands in the world of any sport. The #1 prospect. Everybody's wanting to do interviews with you. Yeah. I mean, how do you handle all of that attention and all those expectations?
I personally try to not think about it. I was just like very, I have this that I say all the time. I heard it from somebody else. I can't remember who was it, but being a prospect or being #1 prospect or whatever you are on the list, it just means that you're a minor league, and obviously that's not our goal. Like I don't want to be a minor league or a prospect for my whole life. I want to be a big league or an all-star. So that's the way that I try to see it. Obviously it's good for your career being there, but I try to not think about it.
So you got to play with Dalton Rushing this year. You guys were both at Tulsa. He is up there too, and a lot of prospects list the #1 prospect in the Dodgers organization. Did you guys share stories or kind of get through that together?
Yeah, I learned from him. He's very talented.
Yeah.
He can hit, he can catch, he can do a lot of things. So definitely was special, like being with him and kind of learn from him and just share like information. And he was such a good teammate.
Okay, man. Hitting baseball is hard. There's going to be years in the minor leagues and the major leagues where things don't go exactly the way you want them to.
Sure.
But it really seems like about a month, maybe a month and a half ago, you turned the corner. So take us through that whole period.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, hitting is so hard. Last year was the first time that I really struggled and definitely made me work even harder on hitting. I think that finally things are clicking, and I don't know what was it. I think it's confidence have to be with it. But I'm just happy that things are going well and just trying to be consistent with my work and all that.
Were you excited about getting the move up to AAA? I mean, you'd been in AA for a little over a year at that point, so talk about how much energy that gave you.
No, sure. When we play, we want to keep going up and make it to the big leagues, but I was very happy to come here, play with some old teammates and some new teammates, and play for Travis, and we're just happy and keep promoting and keep going up.
The catching depth in this organization is crazy. Do you ever think about that, or is that something that you guys feed off of each other, or how does that work?
I don't really think about it. I just think that you're the only one that can like affect yourself either in the good way or the bad way. It's good so you can like learn from some other people, but I don't try to think it too much.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so also the pitching depth. I mean, think of all the pitchers you've got to catch that are over 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
The cutters, the sinkers. I mean, all the different mixes. Guys are like I talked to Fetty about this. You're from Venezuela. You're going to have a small town American guy, a big town American guy, a guy from I mean, everywhere across the world, different pitch mixes, and they're all the best in the world.
Yeah.
How do you put all that together?
I mean, that's what makes a catcher special. I think that we're blessed of having so many good guys. You learn and you see the sequence. That we have so many guys with experience that teach you how to call a game or how to handle like stuff like that. So definitely every day something new. Every day it's a learning process, and I think we're blessed to have that here.
You got reunited with Dylan Nishotka this year, hitting coach that got moved up. He was actually in Rancho last year.
Yeah.
Moved him up to AA Tulsa this year. When I talked to him, he mentioned that your pregame routine is impeccable as far as going through all the meetings and figuring out all the other hitters. So talk about how important your pregame routine is.
I think it's the most important thing. One of the things that I want to make sure before the game is that I'm prepared. Like I want to do all the things that put myself in a better position for a game, and I think that's where good things start happening.
Okay, last question for me. If you get the call tomorrow, you're just one call away, right? You see these transactions all the time. What thing do you think you're the best at right now that you could be a consistent major leaguer at? What could you bring to a major league club? What things do you think you need to work on the most?
I think that, I mean, I don't know, that's a tough question, but I think they can get a guy that will play hard every day and a guy that will be consistent and will try to give the best for the team, and things that I have to work on, definitely learn about the game calling, how to control stuff, how to deal with the game and see, and I think that I need more experience behind the play and hitting too, but they can expect a guy that's going to play hard every inning.
Yeah, it was pretty cool getting to catch Joe Kelly last night, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
All right, Diego Cartaya, thank you so much for joining Dodgers Day.
Thank you. Appreciate it.